And we're back with another episode of the Lakers Fast Break Podcast. It's a snack pack, everyone. It's Gerald Bastard coming right back at you here from Lakers Fast Break, Pop Culture Cosmos, where we cover the latest news and trends in pop culture twice a week. Wherever you get your podcasts, this week's episode, we covered the huge second weekend of Inside Out 2, plus we talked Nintendo's Direct, and Josh had a surprise for me for facing the franchise. Go ahead and hear our thoughts on the Bourne franchise and what the future may be for it right there at the Pop Culture Cosmos. Plus also as well, of course, Inside Sports Fantasy Football. Joe Sorrell said he was going to be on his way. He will be on his way, hopefully, from Simblades with a Y.com. Also as well, John Costa may also stop by this week. In fact, Joe's here right now. Absolutely. You see us right here. We'll tell you why we look like this here in just a moment. But also as well, John Costa, Clutch Talk and Lakers Corner. Of course, our good friends, Lakerholics, Lakerholics.com. Our good friend Stone Hansen, who will be here tomorrow for the NBA mock draft at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern. He is at report_court, giving you that last minute NBA draft knowledge. Plus also as well, Empire Jeff TV, of course, Daniel Berry Sports Highlights, Yo, John McCalian channel, and Lakers in 5. Support all these great channels and support our channel today by liking, sharing, subscribing, and telling the Lakers fans in your life about what we do right here at the Lakers Fast Break Podcast. So I'm going to zoom in again for everybody to check out our hairstyle because today was the press conference for JJ Redick. And happy birthday, by the way. Happy 40th birthday. Way to start off your 40s by being introduced as the new Lakers head coach today. And did he have a few things he said? Some of it was obvious, and I'm glad for his candor, and some of it was a little bit different as well. But here today to go ahead and discuss that, and also as well other things. Good man indeed. He is, of course, Ox1947 at LakersBall.com. And also, of course, the guy that owns Simblades, SimbladesWithAY.com. It is Joe Sorrell. And Joe, you and I, we're doing this new hairstyle in honor of Rob Pelinka because I ask you the most important question, not what JJ said to the fan base out there or to the media, not what he may do out there as regards to as Lakers coach. What the hell was up with Rob Pelinka's hairdo?
Men do interesting things with their heads when it might not be growing as affluent as it used to. And my advice to those who are trying to hang on, either get it fixed or just let it go. Don't comb over. Don't bring it down. I don't know. I'm looking at it right now, and I'm pretty close. I'm pretty close.
Try my best without dyeing my hair, trying to do the exact same hairstyle. It was, that's the first thing we all noticed when we watched.
I mean, it's not bad. I've seen worse, but I don't know. Maybe he just doesn't need to really think about it. Just does his thing.
Okay, absolutely. I mean, trying to turn that clock back, but maybe it's a good thing that Rob doesn't get to speak that often because when he does, it just, I don't know. But that hairstyle by Rob Pelinka today had us all questioning the sanity of the Los Angeles Lakers going forward, even regarding JJ Redick as the new head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers. But it was him today named officially as the Lakers head coach, and he did have some things to say. So I want to hear your thoughts. And of course, you can never always say the right thing 100% in Lakers land because one side of the spectrum will always say one thing and the other side will go ahead and support you on the other way, or detractors, supporters, what have you. So I want to get your thoughts. He had some very, distinct things to say. His lack of coaching experience was something he readily acknowledged. His dealings with LeBron weren't until he got the job, supposedly. He says he will no longer do his podcasting. And the most important thing that I took out of it said on any misconceptions, he said he doesn't really give a bleep. Well, he actually said the F word on air. So, your thoughts, my friend? I was thinking when he said Joe might be the guy that might be, emulating that as far as it's concerned, or appreciating that even better. Your thoughts on the press conference today for JJ Redick?
I don't. We got a diplomatic response, but we've already known that JJ's good at. He's got a gift for gab. What ultimately is going to create results here is, can this team bring in the results in terms of talent? I didn't get any indication that he's kind of anywhere near what the process will be there, and he probably shouldn't at this point. He's got to introduce himself. He's got to tell everybody what's going on and what he plans on doing, blah, blah, blah. But I hear too much talk these days, and usually it doesn't result into anything. So I'm not going to really jump the gun here. I'm not disappointed in the hire. I'm just going to tell Rob that you better give this guy some talent. And I'm waiting for the first spat, because this guy's going to irritate a lot of people, and there's some goodness there. Is he going to be able to communicate while he's doing that? Is he going to be able to hit the nerve on certain players and make them understand, even though they are angry or perturbed or whatever? That's ultimately what's going to create a long-term career for him. I am waiting here in the next week to see if he truly is going to follow through on what he sounded like. And on draft night, that will be the first sign. The Lakers, based off the talent that's going to be available in the draft, I'm going to be watching, will they draft him for need? It's safe to say that JJ is going to have some influence in talent, correct?
Yes.
If that is the case, then best player available will be the selections at 17 and 55. If there are any selections beyond that, then all the words mean nothing. And you're basically going to watch a rendition of Rocky V, where you'll start seeing pictures of LeBron with a puppet looking like JJ Redick.
So we heard during the press conference him stating that, again, LeBron was supposedly not part of this process, and he only spoke to him shortly after he got the position about it. He said that AD was heavily involved in the process, and that he will be discontinuing the podcast as of this time. So those are all nice sounding things, whatnot. How much do you take stock in all the things I mentioned there?
That AD was involved?
That AD was involved, LeBron wasn't, and that the podcast will.
Okay, I'd like to understand how AD was involved and LeBron isn't.
That's what he indicated.
Can someone give me an example of how that's possible? What happened? They called AD and said, we're not going to call LeBron?
That's what they're implying. And he said he wasn't too upset at all in regards to when they were giving overtures to Dan Hurley, because Dan Hurley is a two-time NCAA coach. So he said he was not dismayed by that in the least.
Okay. You got to keep your options open. I get it.
Okay.
I'm not going to sit here and say he's lying there. What I will say is a little confusing is how the hell do you involve AD and not LeBron? If this is supposed to be common sense and normal brain activity, how do you not ask your number one player, 1A or 1, whatever you want to call him, how do you not talk to that guy about a hiring of a guy that you spend how many times a week with?
Exactly. What's
So,
funnier though, well, let me just say this. What's funnier though is my daughter heard during the press conference, and you can actually hear an audible as soon as he was asked the question about LeBron, you heard an audible "oh" from the crowd when he gave his answer that he didn't collaborate with LeBron before getting hired on this.
it's not a good start when you lie that blatantly out the gate. I don't understand why that would be why you would need to feel the need to lie. It's hilarious how bad LeBron is at optics and his team. It's stupid. It's a stupid comment. Why are you mentioning it in general in that way? Just say, of course, we talked to LeBron. LeBron and AD are the two pillars of this team. We had to get together and understand that there's going to be certain parameters that I'm going to expect. Number one, is JJ Redick going to scream at LeBron for leaving his team behind when he's whining to the refs? And is he going to prepare LeBron to deal with not being able to finish at the rim? Because those are two main issues I have with LeBron. These are two really bad habits that create bad habits not only for him, but creates bad habits for the entire team. And I'm going to go into the details of the LeBron layup. I think one of our esteemed panelists, esteemed chat room patrons sent us some statistics today that I had a chance to view. And
Sean
I thought Sean Harder, yes. Thank you, Sean, for sending that. It was very telling. It was a very, very telling when I looked into those numbers. Very telling. And I'll go into that here before the show's over. So we understand that it's impossible for someone to watch every single game throughout the year and not notice things that are going on. Sometimes the statistics can kind of tell a different story. So for example, I'm going to use Kirk Cousins as an example. Kirk Cousins has amazing stats, but he can't win when it counts. A lot of his stats are usually at the end of games. And when you look at the statistics, you see a 25 for 35, 330 yards and 3 touchdowns. But when you look at the game and the flow of it and how it works, he's down, let's say 31-7 before he gets that 150 in passing and 2 touchdowns at the end of the game. When the game's over, he had a habit of doing that. Garbage stats. That's what those are. LeBron, when you look at his layup statistics, basically anything within 5 feet, it's pretty telling on how much of an impact those misses were, especially this last year.